Hi, my name is Tangiene, and you're watching LTC's The Lowellian. I am joined today by David Wanderi of Imag9ne Media and Dare to Imagine Film Festival. Thank you so much for being here with us today, David.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I would love if you would start by introducing yourself and telling us about the festival.
Yeah, so my name is David Wanderi. I am a Lowell native, born and raised, and the film festival is a short film festival that gets films internationally and locally, and we're partnered with Middlesex Community College, and we're screening on September 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Thank you.
So you are a co-founder of Imag9ne Media. Could you tell us a little bit about the history and the vision of the production company?
Yeah, so it really just came about with me and my best friend from college, Brian Acosta. We were nerds. So like, we loved like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! We loved watching TV shows, and from that friendship, we were always creating in college. He was an animation major, and I was a writing major. And basically it's like, okay, these kind of overlap. Although like our hearts were always for filmmaking, our college was bad, so we didn't have the option to do it. So basically after college, I got into the world of freelancing, photography, fashion photography, and he hopped on a board, willing to learn, willing to facilitate, and we're like, why not build a business together? We're best friends, we went to college together, we have all these ideas, like let's just do it. And then from that, a couple years ago, we started a production company where we're making our own films, short films, and web series, as well as helping other young creatives make their own things as well.
Great. Oh, I love that. So you have so much going on with the festival right now. Do you have any other projects currently in the works?
Yes, we do. So at our film festival, we're also premiering some of our work, and we have a web series, which is a comedy series called The Lowell Life, about Lowell. Because Lowell's a very funny place, especially if you're from here. You see a lot of stuff you probably shouldn't be seeing. And that's really what the web series is about. It's about an aspirational artist who wants to leave the city. I think a lot of people who are born and raised here, we want to leave. But at the same time, there's so much color and flavor to the city because it's so diverse. And it's a mini web series, so there's 4 episodes. The first 3 episodes are going to be screened live at our film festival on September 14th at 8:30. And the last one is going to be aired online. But they're also all going to be aired online too. So that's like, I said that kind of weird, but like, it's going to be at the festival and it's going to be online too.
So we'll definitely have a chance to see it.
Yes,
Okay.
If you don't go to the festival, which you should go, but if you don't go, you'll be able to see it online.
Awesome. I love that. So what goes into putting on a film festival?
A lot. You watch a lot of movies, I'll say that. You watch a lot of bad movies. You watch a lot of great movies, and then you become a fan of people who aren't even known. And that's the best part, is you find filmmakers internationally or locally, and you're like, wow, you're a genius. How does nobody know who you are? And then you get the privilege of being allowed to show their films for an audience of people.
Beautiful. Wow. So I understand the festival made its debut last year. Can you tell us what that was like? Is there anything you hope carries over this year or anything you're planning on changing this year?
Yeah. Last year, it was just a learning experience. We only had 1 day, and it was a long day. There was some technical difficulties, if I'm being honest. It was even us, and the setup was like, we're just figuring out like, okay, how do we make this experience good for everybody, good for us who's organizing it, and good for the people who are coming to watch. But the best thing about last year was that we had certain people who bought full day passes, people we've never met before, and their experiences watching these films from all over. That was the best thing. It wasn't even the fact that we got to screen our own stuff. It was like, oh wait, this is what this movie spoke to you? Okay, I saw this, but I didn't know that it could communicate that. So I think that is what we want to carry over. It's really carrying over that spirit of imagination, creativity, and just the willingness to create something that you've been given.
Wow. Awesome. So what excites you most about this project?
Well, I think what excites me most is the future. Like I'm in it right now. I'm very present. Like, all right, we got a week left to get this done. But the future of it is like, I would really love to cultivate a creative scene in Lowell. I personally do want to move, but like I'm here and I love being here. And it took me a while to get to a place where I'm like, no, this is different. There's a lot of places in America that aren't like this, that don't have the history of this place, that doesn't have the diversity. So I want to be able to cultivate something in my hometown. So even if I do get an opportunity to go to a Los Angeles or New York or an Atlanta or even another country, I'll always have something here. There will always be this festival that will be an opportunity to allow people to create and to screen their stuff here.
Yeah. So thinking about Lowell, how does community inform the vision of the festival?
It informs the vision of the festival because Lowell is a melting pot. So the festival really is a melting pot. It's like it ranges. Like we even have a whole category called this year it's called Creative Cosmos, but like it's basically like anything goes. Like we have a fun-loving dog movie in this, and it ranges to like a sci-fi thriller movie, and like that's like our one wild card like block of the festival where it's like, yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get, but like that's the beauty of it. It's a mixed bag, and that goes to Lowell. You don't know what you will get depending on where you are in the city. Like I'm from Pawtucketville, and I think it's a little bit more like, well, depending where you are, it could either be like a university, like that aesthetic is there, or it could be kind of like somewhat suburban, but not really. You're still in the city. And then if I travel to Centerville, it's very different. Or if I go over to the Highlands or Cambodia Town or Belvedere, like Lowell is a melting pot, and that is what our film festival is. It's ideas and creations from all over kind of being screened throughout the weekend.
Incredible. Oh my goodness. So who do you hope this festival reaches? Who do you hope comes out to experience it, and what do you hope they take away?
I hope it first reaches people who are too scared to create something. So like for me, like I'm a very like person of faith, and I believe like everybody's been given something, given a vision. And in our society, we get caught up in numbers. Oh, I need to get 1 million views here or 1 million views there. But it's not about the million, it's about the one. It's my idea might inspire one young kid from Lowell who maybe doesn't want to be a filmmaker. Maybe they want to be a doctor or a lawyer, but it's like, no, I can do this. I can create something in this place. It doesn't matter my background, where I'm from, my sexuality, my faith. None of that stuff matters. It's like, no, we've all been given something, and that's the point of the festival. It's like dare to imagine. Like it is courageous to say, I am going to go out there and I'm going to give my all, even if it fails, even if nobody watches, even if nobody shows up. Hopefully nobody shows. I mean, hopefully people show up. Hopefully people show up. But like, it's an act of courage, an act of faith to go out there. And I think we've all been given something because you don't know what that seed you planted could do in the future. You don't, and that's the joy of it. It's not money or success, which I would love money and success, but it's not that though. That's not the point.
Wow. I genuinely have chills right now.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm excited. So I'd love to learn more about the submission process. What do you look for in a film? What kind of films did you screen last year? What are you looking for this year?
It's really quality. It's like, okay, like obviously is it shot well? That's something, but like there's so many different categories we have and people submit to the categories. So it's like what were you able to create in a short amount of time? For a horror film? Is it campy? Okay, we kind of like campy. It doesn't have to look good, but like what were you going for? And then there is, going back to that quality thing, there's like a quality control where it's like, okay, I have to enjoy it, or the judges who watched it have to enjoy it. Because we had judges and we had a panel and we all decided like, oh, this was sick, I love this, we didn't really feel that. And sometimes things just aren't meant for our festival. So if it's not accepted, it doesn't mean it's not good, it just might not be the right fit for what we're trying to do.
Gotcha. So what do you do in the case that you receive a film, but maybe it doesn't fit into a genre? Maybe it is speaking to several genres or living in between. What do you do in that case?
Well, going back to that art and expression category, that's usually where those films will land, where it's like, I don't know what this is, but it's good. And we're not going to shy away from that. We have a place designated for you and your creativity. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, what do you look for in a filmmaker? Who can submit to the festival? And if someone is interested in submitting, how would they go about doing that?
So right now, obviously the submissions are closed, but Well, anybody could submit. So we go through the process that like most film festivals, even the big ones, go through, and they use a site called Film Freeway. So like that's where you search us up, and then you could submit your films. There's a submission fee, but like honestly, we give a lot of free vouchers to different people. If you reach out to us like, hey, I can't pay, we're like, okay, then here's a free voucher. Like
Awesome.
like let's see what you have. So yeah, it's kind of the way to go about it. It's very easy. It's very standard to how most film festivals are operated.
Awesome. So what does the submission to screening timeline look like?
So submissions it happens early. So we started submissions in May, and then now we're screening in September. So people submit in May, and then you wait a couple months. They'll learn by August, okay, am I in, am I not in? And they'll also learn if they win an award. And for our awards, we allow the filmmakers to have a moment to speak at the end of each block. So like if you won at the end of like the horror one, we would love to invite the horror directors to come up and talk about their creation, because that's, aside from their film, that's what's going to inspire people, is to see the person who made the movie. So I don't know if that answered the full question, but yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, well, are there any other points in the timeline that I may be missing? You know, what does the judging process look like? Are there certain qualities or categories that you look for?
I mean, with the judging process, I wish it was like a really cool and like fire way of judging. It is really just like, well, I have to sit down and watch like 15 to 20 hours worth of movies. And like, that's the judging process. It's like just making time and watching movies. But every judge either is a filmmaker or they love to watch movies. So that helps. It's not like we're dragging random people like, hey, can you watch this? It's like, no, these people who love movies, they're gonna watch movies on their own time anyway. And now they just get to do it and help young filmmakers or old filmmakers get their stuff screened at our festival.
Incredible. Nice. So what qualities does a film need to be award-worthy?
Basically, the way that people win is we put them up against the other films in their block. So for the horror genre this year, every judge was like, we know which one won. It was so much better than the other ones because it just spoke to us differently. It was also shot really well. And I got the opportunity to meet the filmmakers beforehand. And it like blew my mind that like they were not known. Like this was like their first short film. And it was at a different film festival, and that's where I met them. And I'm like, wait, you're not like superstars or anything? Like you guys, this is your, I'm like, it just blew me away that like you can be so good, but still nobody knows you. And those are like the films that usually win, where it's like, I know nobody knows these people, but like you need to know these people. Like that's what we're trying to do here. So
Awesome. So I know there are a lot of voices and a lot of people looking at these films, but I'm curious about you, David. Could you give me top 5 on your Letterboxd right now?
my top 5, wow. Can I pull it out? Oh man. Okay. So that is a great question. Man, I feel like a celebrity right now. Like that's like the content I watch online. Like, what's your top 5 Letterboxd? I'm like, all right. Oh man, please help me sign in.
I'm ready.
This is like a disclaimer. My top 5, and people are like, he's not a film buff. Those are your top 5? I'm like, these are my top 5. This is what I like to watch. First and foremost, and I know I'm gonna get flack for it, I don't care. Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, I'm sorry. Just think about it. Japan, fast cars that are sick, Bow Wow, that's it. Like that's all you need, an amazing soundtrack. That movie, I've watched it so many times, I've abused that movie. The Dark Knight, another movie as a kid I watched over and over again. City of God, so that movie's amazing. It's just amazing. Shout out to the Brazilian filmmakers. That movie for me, I'm like, wow. I've never been to Brazil, but like, if this is anything like it, I need to go. Malcolm X by Spike Lee, I actually love that movie. I think it's an amazing biopic, and that's my favorite Spike Lee film. And number 5, off the top, I might just like, I really liked Metropolis. I saw it this year, and I was like, you know what, this movie is actually amazing. It blew me away, especially for like, not Metropolis. If I'm gonna go an old movie, it's gonna be Once Upon a Time in the West. I saw that movie for the first time this year too. And that movie for like a spaghetti Western, since I haven't seen any of them, I was like, this is insane. This was an epic. And I got to see it in a theater in Los Angeles. So those are my top 5 right now. And for all the Fast and Furious haters, I don't care. Like, the movie is amazing. Just watch it for what it is. It is a fun movie. But those are my top 5.
Yeah, David, thank you for indulging me. Sweet. So tell us about the screening itself. What can folks expect?
Well, what you can expect is a bunch of really good movies from a bunch of diverse filmmakers, and that's really going to reflect the city. You're going to meet some of the filmmakers that are there. There's also some Q&As. We have 2 really good ones. One by an Emmy Award-winning writer named Jeff Kahn, who co-created The Ben Stiller Show. He's going to be here and have his own panel and talk about his 30-year career in Hollywood and how he actually ended up becoming a Lowell resident. So it's a crazy story, but he's here. And then we also have another Q&A by an animator named I'm going to mispronounce her name, unfortunately, Ngedo Muki. And she has a short film that is on Disney Plus right now, and she's gonna do a Q&A and screen some of her earlier work. And then you also have my stuff. You have the Lowell Life that's gonna be there. You also have the screening on Friday night, the 13th, of The Mayor of Lowell, which is a film about the first Cambodian mayor in United States history in Lowell, Massachusetts. Yeah. And the mayor will be there, and there'll be a Q&A and everything. Nice. There's a lot of stuff. It's a fun weekend. So if you don't have your tickets, get your tickets. And yeah, that's what you could expect from the whole weekend. Nice. There's so much. There's so much to do. Yeah. I love that. So give us some hard and fast details. When is it? Where is it? September 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Richard and Nancy Donahue Center in downtown Lowell. Where and when? Yeah. So how can people keep up with the festival? How can they keep up with Imag9ne Media and any upcoming events or opportunities? So festival and Imag9ne Media, follow us on Instagram. Those are the best places. So for Instagram for the festival, it's dare, the number 2, and then IMAG, the number 9, NE. And then for the production company's Instagram, it's Imag9ne, but it's spelled IMAG, the number 9, NE. And opportunities, if you follow us on social media, like, we have like random casting calls, we have like different like collaborative things we do, because we also, in the past, we're doing a lot of photography. So sometimes we have photography events and stuff like that. So following us on social media is the best way to get connected with us. And then we also have a summer internship program where they actually get to screen films they make with us at the film festival. So you're gonna see some intern films this year at the festival too. So if you're in college and you wanna be an intern, then next year, around May, you can apply. And that's where to find us, and those are the opportunities that are coming up. Awesome. Anything else you would like to share? This is my first talk show. Thank you, LTC. It started in Lowell. It's the perfect place to have it. That's it. Had a great time. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. My name is Tangiene, and we have been speaking with David Wanderi for LTC's The Lowellian. Thanks for watching.